Welcome back to the 8:30 show. If you like our content, please feel free to like and subscribe. This weekend, shocking news, Matthew Perry from Friends passed away. I was stunned,
Yeah.
absolutely stunned. Big fan of the show,
Mm.
big fan of all of them. I couldn't, I was in disbelief. I just his book came out. I listened to it cuz I don't have time to read, so I listen to audiobooks, and he does the narration on the books, and it was excellent, and it was horrendous what he went through and everything that he's gone through and his thought process on a lot of things, and it was just sad and it breaks my heart. He's survived by his mother and father and five siblings and a stepfather, and yeah, this was hard to hear, especially after reading his book and everything. Like, we think that celebrities are just living this perfect life, and why would you do that? You got it all, especially when you make it big like he did with Friends.
Yeah.
And he was miserable. The man was absolutely miserable because he was hooked on pain meds and whatnot, prescription drugs. And it was heartbreaking to listen to. I, and it gives it more feeling when he's the one actually reading it back to you through
Yeah.
the audiobook, and it was excellent. And I'm sorry that he passed away. I My condolences to his family and to everyone who loved him. He was wonderful. He was funny.
Did it say in the audiobook, or did he write what happened to get him addicted to pain meds, or was it just something he experimented with?
No, he actually had a ski accident in '97, and that was the beginning. That was the beginning of that journey for him.
So before that, nothing.
No, he drank.
I mean,
Um,
the drug addiction. I mean,
no,
I
I
don't.
understand. I'm
Yeah.
just giving you what I know. He drank. He talked about getting drunk with some friends when he was in high school. His parents had left, or his mom and grandfather had left, because that's who he lived with at the time. His dad was already out in Hollywood acting and stuff because his parents split up when he was pretty young, and that was like the beginning for him in regards to drinking alcohol. Not saying that he became an alcoholic right after, just saying, he experimented and whatever, and then he came out here and he was trying to do his thing, and he got bit parts, which, funny enough, when I saw him on Friends for the first time, I recognized him. I had seen him in a few shows. He was in 90210, he was in Charles in Charge, and he was very memorable to me. um I remembered him and I was like, oh, there's that guy, and I liked him in the parts that he played, even if he played a dick. Like, he was good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
I
just,
liked him. I liked Matthew Perry. I liked his movies that he did. 9 whole yards. And what was the other one after that? What?
the whole 9 yards
Yeah,
and
with
nine
the
and a half
whole
yards,
yeah with
something
Bruce
like that. Yeah,
Willis and
Bruce
Michael
Willis.
Clark Duncan. I like those movies. I think those are the only movies I actually seen of his. But I did like it. I was a fan of his
Yeah.
through friends.
No, we watched
What was the other movies?
17 again with what's that guy's name? Zach
Efron.
Efron. And
Don't remember it.
I liked it. It was funny. It was cute. Fools Rush In with Selma Hayek.
Don't remember it.
You watched it with me, so.
Don't
But yeah,
remember it.
anyway, so he was in quite a few things. I would have loved to have seen him in something now, but
Yeah, I did
he
watch.
was doing his book tour and stuff.
I did watch it. We did watch his spin-off show. I forgot what it was, where he was um, like, I guess you want to say the manager of a stadium. Like, let's just say like Staples Center, because it was out here. I don't know what stadium it was based on, but he
Yeah.
was like
He was also in The West Wing, which I never watched, but I know he was in that.
I have no idea. Never watched The West Wing. Was never interested in it. I heard it was a good show, but just not for me.
Yeah.
You know. Um,
Mr. Sunshine. That was another one that he did. That was his show. I think he was like he was having an identity crisis or something, and he would meet with a group of people, kind of like therapy or whatever, and he ended up befriending them. It was it was kind of funny. I wish they would have continued developing it, but
yeah.
they're
I
quick
don't.
to cancel stuff, so
I don't remember that
the
show.
ratings.
I remember the one where he was that person for a stadium. I don't
Yeah.
remember the name of the show, and it was a funny show. I don't know if it got two seasons, but it was. The thing I liked about it was a different take of Matthew Perry. So like we get to see a different side of him,
Yeah.
not the Chandler Bing side. You
Yeah.
know that. I mean that's kind of what he was. You know.
Interesting enough, after hearing his book,
Hmm.
um, watching Friends again, it just gives it a whole new perspective on him and his life and the times that you see him change, like the changes in his body and like he had lost weight and stuff because of rehab and he was just going through so much and we didn't realize what was going on with him. No one did, and especially cuz he played a very well put together young man.
Yeah.
He had his shit together. He went to college. He had a good job of, nobody knows what he did,
Statistical analysis.
whatever. Yeah. And, that was Chandler Bing.
Yes,
And
yes.
man, he was great. And then listening to his story, there was other people, like friends of his, that tried out for Chandler Bing. And he even helped. He even helped them be Chandler Bing, but he already had it locked
He was
in, like
Chandler.
how he was gonna play it,
Yeah.
what he was gonna do, and he tried teaching his friends, and they went, and he ended up getting the role. But if it wasn't for his friend had been offered the role, but his friend had also been offered a part, or no, as a star in a TV series,
Hmm.
and he was like, "What do you think I should do?" And he's like, "I don't know." And he went to talk to a friend on a payphone because that was the thing back then still. And Matthew Perry went with him, and they were talking about it. Oh, what's his name from The Simpsons?
I have
I,
no idea. Um,
I know. He does the voice of. Oh,
yeah,
I can't remember. I
I
can't
have.
remember. He does the scientist voice. The
Oh yeah, he was in the movie with Adam Sandler.
Is it Hank Azaria?
Yes, it's Hank
Yes. Okay.
Azaria.
So they were friends. They all
Hmm.
came at the same time, and
They
there was
were
an
what is it? Freshman acting class.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Craig Bierko, he's been in a few things, but he mainly sticks out for me from The Long Kiss Goodnight. He was the bad guy, the main bad guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he was the one. He was supposed to play Chandler Bing.
No.
Yeah, he was supposed to play Chandler Bing, and um, he was offered that, or he would take the lead in a television series, and he ended up choosing the lead, and that therefore we got Matthew Perry as
Good
Chandler
choice.
Bing.
You did a
Yeah,
good job at taking that lead job because I don't think anybody could have played. To me, that seemed like he was made for that role. Like
absolutely.
his personality,
Yeah,
how
he
he
was
embodied
wonderful,
the character of
and it just
Chandler.
breaks my heart that he's gone. Like,
All of them,
it's crazy.
all of that whole cast, they embodied their characters,
Yeah.
and I couldn't see anybody else playing them um, at this point. You know, if they rebooted Friends, I couldn't see anybody playing
I
those
can't
characters.
imagine. Like, I can't imagine.
And I,
Everybody was hoping that they would do like a 10-year anniversary
mhm,
thing, and they did the thing on HBO. But still, it's just you want to see the old gang, you know.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's true.
Yeah.
A lot of people hated Friends because of
In Living
whatever their
Color.
ish. No, actually, not because
Uh,
of In Living Color, but or did you say In Living Color?
Not in Living Color. What was it?
Living Single. I
Living
was
Single.
like, and I went with it. I was like, yeah, no,
Living
Living
Single.
Single. No, and I get all of that,
Yeah.
but no, a lot of people just hated it because people hate change, and they're like, oh, they're yuppies and whatever, and it's like, just everything's got to have a label, you know.
I wasn't
But
a fan of
it was great.
Friends when it first started airing. I got into Friends later on down the road. Um, and when I started watching Friends, it was I don't know if it was still airing. I'm sure it was, but it was I catch it on reruns late nights.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of shows that I wouldn't watch during prime time because I watched other shows back then. I saw them on rerun episodes at night, and then I checked them out. So I would see an episode here and there,
I loved
and
Friends.
it was a really good show. The cast, what I feel what made the show really good is what makes every show really good is if you have good writing, and that the actors all are like friends.
Yeah.
They all like each other. They are willing to like hang out and off the set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he spoke highly of all of them. I
Um,
mean, he spoke highly, especially of what's his name, Ross Geller,
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer, because David Schwimmer is the one that came up with the whole like, if we stick together, we can make this money,
Yeah,
and he was the one that pushed that narrative for them, and they
they
got a
bowed
million,
down.
a million per episode after
Yeah.
that, and they were worth it. They were worth every dime.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure the studio is raking in fucking dough hand over fist,
Yeah,
especially when it started doing merchandising. I
yeah,
mean, but anyway, back to what I was gonna say with that whole situation. Like, I it's really good when you see a show like that when it's well put together.
yeah.
Um, the only downfall to me, I think, is when the show ends. It's hard for those people to find. They get typecast, and it's hard for them to step out of that shadow.
Yeah.
I know Matt LeBlanc had that issue.
He did, but then I feel like he made a comeback with
His other show,
his other show, and it was good.
yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was funny. He had
Which
a
one?
few
The HBO
episodes.
show?
That was it HBO? I thought it
Yeah,
was Showtime.
HBO Showtime, a cable show.
It
Let's
was a
call it
cable
that.
show. It was I just said the stupid
Episodes.
episodes. Yeah. Duh. It was good actually. It was funny.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I'm trying to remember the name of it.
While you're looking that up, Man with the Plan.
Man with the Plan.
That was a good show. That
Yeah,
was a
it
really good
was.
show. His spin-off show from Friends sucked. Um, it just
I think they could have done better. I
it,
think they could have hit on a lot of
it,
things,
it wasn't
but
it wasn't Matt LeBlanc. It was the writing on the show.
yeah, it
It was
was.
the writing on the show. It was the new supporting characters that they brought in. It didn't have that feel. It was something else, and it was dirty.
I think it could have if they were gonna bring the sister, because they brought the characters were him, the
His
sister
nephew.
moved in, and his nephew, and then his neighbor, which was the love interest. And I think she should have been a he as a friend, the neighbor. I feel that the nephew should have been a young boy and not a young man,
Yeah,
because he was a young man. And I think that would have given it a little more, because he's got to go pick up the kid from
it's the
school and
innocence.
everybody's like, oh, it's Joey.
Yeah,
Like they could have played on
the how
so
you
many
doing.
things. Yeah, like so many things.
I
But
also
I feel like they missed it.
Yeah, I also
They
feel
missed the
that they should
target
have
on it.
had some of the cast
But
from Friends
the fuck,
in the
I don't know.
first season come in to do cameos. like, you know what I mean? Just kind of help usher the show along, but who
Yeah.
knows what. Um, so yeah, that show kind of tanked. It wasn't that great. No fault to Matt LeBlanc. I think he played the role. He continued playing Joey the way he played
Yeah.
Joey. Just the show sucked. But I wanted to flip back to when you mentioned the reunion show they did on HBO.
Yes.
So I didn't watch the reunion show because it wasn't what I actually wanted. Um,
You
I
wanted
wanted
like
I
an
wanted a Friends reunion
yeah.
show. I wanted Friends.
Absolutely. Everybody wants that. Just like excuse me, Seinfeld.
Yeah. Now
You
don't get me
know.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. The whole docu style reunion that they did, the
Yeah.
reality show type feel vibe, that's fine. I didn't watch it, but I saw clips of it. That was fine. But I think we should have got an hour reunion show where the cast all meet up at
Yeah.
Central Park Perk one last time and talk about what they've been doing, what they've been going through, house life and that
Yeah.
type of aspect. Get that closure, and then we roll into an actual reunion episode where they do the whole talking about each other and how they felt and how things came about, and do the rest of it from there. Which, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their schedules were like, during that. And unfortunately, now we can't do it because um, one of the most critical players
Yeah.
is no longer here.
Yeah.
So, um,
It's crazy. Just crazy how time flies, and we saw the beginning and the end of this person's show, and with
yeah,
along with everyone else on the show, but he was a big part of our youth, and it just makes me sad to see that he was only 54.
yeah.
He was only 54.
I've noticed that a lot of people since the pandemic have been passing away early. Like
Yeah.
they're punching out early. I don't know what it is. I know some of it has been drug overdoses, um, but some of the actors that I've loved, um, have died. Some of the my youth music MCs, rappers have died just unexpectedly. Um, and I think I posted this once before. I think it was when Shock G passed away, and I put, it's crazy how I'm watching my childhood disappear in front of my eyes because so many people have died that was part of my youth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I
I think
mean,
about that because I think to myself growing up, a lot of people passed away that we didn't know about, but it was like our parents' favorite
yeah,
singer, actress, actor, and we're just like, whatever. Oh man, when Selena died, whew, my mother,
you want to know something?
man, hold on, let me
Go
just
ahead.
say
No, go
this.
ahead.
When Selena died, my mom was devastated. Okay. Man, at the same time, a friend of mine had passed away, and I was crushed. I was
Yeah,
16 years old, and he died. He was about 18, and it was sad, and I was really like, just I didn't know how to handle it, and she got she got mad at me for crying because I like moped around the house for a few days, and she's like, I don't know why you're crying. You barely knew him. I'm like, excuse me? I was like, I was so upset with her. I was like, you're over here crying over someone you don't even know, but I
yeah,
didn't understand the gravity of that,
yeah.
especially I'm a kid. We think we know it all, but we don't know shit.
I
And
didn't. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I was just gonna say, and with this happening, and quite a few other actors and actresses, like when Patrick Swayze died, I was crushed. I love that man. I grew up watching Dirty Dancing, and he was one of my favorites. And I met him as a kid. I met him, so it was sad. It just like, and I was he, we were kind of young. We were in our 20s when he passed away, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then it's
Yeah,
just one after the other. Another one that killed me was Aaliyah. Aaliyah was phenomenal, and I was so saddened by that. I still love her. Still listen to her music. She was great.
I think the Patrick Swayze thing. when he passed away, it didn't affect me as much as say Aaliyah,
Yeah. No,
because we
well,
knew
yeah.
that Patrick Swayze was sick,
No,
and the type
absolutely.
of sickness he had was terminal.
Yeah.
Um, it was
No, but
really
it's
a matter.
still,
It's
you
still
know.
sad. I'm not saying that, but I was. What I mean by that is we were prepared
No,
mentally that this
absolutely.
man is going to pass away. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when,
No, for
because he
sure.
was terminally ill. Aaliyah was a different situation because we had no idea.
Yeah.
Aaliyah was going to have this great, phenomenal rest of her career.
Man,
She
she
was
was so
starting to do
amazing.
movies and become an actress, and
Yeah.
the movies she had starred in were great. Her last movie that she did, Queen of the Damned, I thought she did a phenomenal job in that.
Yeah.
I think it really showed her talent as an actress, because we already knew how talented she was as a singer. You know what I mean?
She
So
was a triple threat, is what a lot of people described
yeah,
her as.
yeah.
She was a triple threat. She could sing, she could act,
She was a true
she
entertainer.
could dance like she was quadruple threat because she could
Yeah.
model, like she could do it all.
She was a true entertainer.
Yeah, she really was. She was amazing. And it makes me sad that she died so young,
Yeah.
so young.
Yeah.
And it just, we never know when our time is coming. It just happens.
Yeah.
But it was just this, it just, it totally threw me off.
And what's crazy is we just, what was it, last weekend or the weekend before, 2 weeks ago? Suzanne Summers.
Oh, yeah.
She
It was
passed
last
away.
week.
Was it last week?
Last week.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy times out there, with celebrity deaths, especially ones that I kind of grew up on. You know what I mean? Suzanne Summers, most definitely, I grew up on her. Um, Not only was it with Three's Company, but her infamous Thigh Master
Uh-huh.
infomercials. I mean, that was on 24/7, 365. You could not
Yeah.
get away from it. I
No, you
think my
couldn't.
mom had bought a Thigh Master because of Suzanne Summers. I remember we had one, and I was like, "Why do we have a Thigh Master?" But hey, it was Suzanne Summers. Like,
Yeah.
everybody loved her. Um,
It just sucks though.
yeah.
Fuck. It just sucks. Like I'm really sad about Matthew Perry because again I heard his book and it just, you know,
Yeah, I didn't read his book. I didn't listen to his book, but um, I did get the gist of it from you because you would tell me about it and
yeah, he
how
went through
how he
so
went, what he
much.
went through, and how you saw his life through friends, through the lens of friends, but really that's not what it was. Like he was really dealing with addiction to a high level.
Very high. Yeah,
Uh,
55 pills a day.
well, just addiction,
Like,
period.
no, I
You know.
understand. I'm just saying, like, 55 pills a day. That's what he was taking.
Yeah.
And he was taking at least the man tried to help himself, you know, and there were several people who tried to help him. But at some point, you know, it's on you as the person who's got the addiction. And that's hard.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
You know, I just can't imagine not being able to function without something like that. You know what I mean? And having that urge, I guess. I don't know. It's just I'm devastated seriously over
Addiction's
this. Like I
addiction.
hate
I
it.
think he
I hate that he
was.
died.
I think that he was past his addiction. I don't know. I don't think you ever get past it, but I think he was clean. I hope. I saw in the article that they did find some prescription
Prescription.
drugs. I hope that it wasn't illegal prescription drugs and just something he needed to take for health benefits.
Well,
He
yeah,
he
after
was looking for it.
everything that he went through,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised that he had to take something.
yeah,
You know, he went through a lot. Like he he I'm sorry to say it, he abused his body
well, yeah,
with those drugs, and his body just went through hell and he survived it. And just I hate that he's gone, like I really do. But
so
yeah,
yeah, R.I.P. Matthew
yeah,
Perry. Matthew,
thank
what
you
was it?
for all the laughs.
Lanford Perry,
Langford, yes.
Langford, aka Chandler Bong forever,
Miss Chandler Bong.
forever.
Forever he will
Yes,
be Chandler Bing.
yeah,
And thank you for all the laughs.
yeah.
All right, so moving on to the next topic.
Let's get
There
away
was
from the
something
sadness of.
that everyone was talking about this week because of homegirl that got taken to the Cheesecake Factory, and that was unacceptable for her.
So let's unpack the Cheesecake Factory first,
Okay.
because I saw that video. For those of you guys that didn't see that video, go look it up. We're not going to play it here, but you can look it up. Just look up cheesecake uh, Cheesecake Factory date refusal. Those are keywords.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
Yeah.
Um, so before we get into this hot list of garbage,
Yeah, it really was. I couldn't believe that she did that, to be
um,
honest with you.
so yeah, so this girl she goes on a date and to the Cheesecake Factory. Like, okay, I don't have a problem with someone taking a someone to a on a first date to the Cheesecake Factory. I don't see the problem with it.
Yeah.
Um, I like cheesecakes. I mean, hey, they got decent food. I mean, I guess she
Well,
was,
she was above it, apparently.
but
She's
she
above it.
wasn't.
No, I get that, but that's what I'm telling you.
No,
She
I
thought
know.
she was above it. She thought that she didn't have, she was better than that. Like, she even said, like, someone like me, the way I look and all that, like, you can, you expect me to go into the Cheesecake Factory? That blew my mind because, excuse me, I was like, that sounds so ungrateful.
Let me tell you something. She looked like she thought she was hot shit, but really she was just smooth diarrhea.
Oh my God, David.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So,
my thought on it.
all
Like,
right.
hold on,
All
let
right.
me
Oh,
continue
oh,
unpacking it because,
my
like,
bad.
she was saying like the way I am, the way I look, and this and that. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, well, first of all, your braids ain't too tight because I can
Ooh,
see your new growth coming out.
David.
What?
Okay. Damn.
I'm just saying, like, come on. And then she wasn't like she was decent, but she wasn't all this.
What
Like
the fuck?
she was like an adjustable 5 to a 6. Like she needs the makeup to make her a 6. She wasn't really that pretty.
Okay.
Like she was cute at best, and then her attitude just brings her down a notch. Like how you gonna be unappreciative of someone taking you out for food
Oh, mm,
on a date into a restaurant where you got to sit down where they got to go and make it to some degree. It ain't like he took her to a fast food joint and he was like, "Yeah, you can supersize and get the extra cheese if you want." Or go to In and Out and be like, "You can get the animal style. It's on me." He didn't do that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He sat down. They got real plates and silverware at the Cheesecake Factory. Everyone's been there.
Hmm.
So I had my reservations on that. Like, how ungrateful can you be? Like, you're showing this man who you really are, and what you really are is ungrateful. What if this man took you to the Cheesecake Factory to see if you were someone worthy of his time to be with?
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna take her to the Cheesecake Factory on the first date, and if she passes the first date, then we're gonna go and
Okay,
get the
so
Michelin star
let me ask you
restaurant.
this. What would you have done had that happened to you? Let's not talk about me. We talking about you out with this woman. And she said, I know you didn't bring me to no Cheesecake
Get out
Factory.
of my car.
Mm.
I will call you an Uber
Why can't you just take her home? Why are you so mad?
because she had all that attitude about it. She
She
basically
didn't. I don't think. Look, I don't
look
think
look
she
look
had
look look
attitude
look
about
look.
it at first.
She belittled this man
Yeah,
about
she did
taking.
belittle him. No, I'm
So
not gonna lie. She did.
so no, I don't have to take you home, but I will call you an Uber,
Mm.
and you can sit on that bench at the Cheesecake Factory and wait for the Uber to come and pick you up because I am no longer want to deal with you. Now we have an issue on the first date. Now I gotta drive you back home.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with you
Ooh.
anymore.
All right.
Uber it is. I'll call you an Uber. I'll call you a Lyft. I'll call you a taxi. But you got to go. You got to get out of my car. And if you refuse to get out of my car, then I'm gonna have to take extra measures to get you out of my car. I'm not saying that I'm gonna do the violence, but I will call the police to get her up out of there.
All right.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're not gonna be ungrateful and then have an attitude. and
Yeah.
then expect me to be like, okay, you know what? Fine. Let me just go ahead and just take you on back home. So now it's an awkward car ride. Now we gotta hear. I'm sure I gotta hear her talk bullshit about going to the Cheesecake Factory, and then she had the audacity, the audacity, the blackacity
Really.
to put it up on social media.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, you gotta go. We can't even have a conversation at that point. Because
Yeah.
now you over here blasting me like I'm some kind of chump because I took you to the Cheesecake Factory and you putting it on on your live, on your Instagram, on your TikToks,
Yeah,
your
there's some shit
Twitters,
you just
whatever.
don't
Yeah,
do,
so
and that's
now
one of those things. But whatever, she
there
felt like she was in the right,
yeah, so she would be in the right sitting on the curb or at the Cheesecake Factory bench that they probably have outside for those reservation calls. That's where she would be, waiting for her Uber or her Lyft
Okay, so
or her taxi.
me myself, had I gone out with this guy on a first date and he told me, "Oh, we missed our reservation for whatever fucking restaurant he was gonna take her to," and he said we going to the Cheesecake Factory, I'm down. Like, why would I have an issue with that? He's treating, I'm eating.
Free
You know,
food. It ain't fast food. Yeah.
I, and it's not for me. It's not setting a precedent. It's he's taking me out to dinner. I'm not marrying this dude. We're going out on a fucking date. And
Yeah.
if it progresses, great. And if it doesn't, it doesn't,
I got a free
But
deal.
to embarrass him, I feel like she embarrassed that
Yeah.
man. And yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
agree with that.
you know me, petty is a superpower. So if I take a girl out like that and that happens, yeah, I ain't gonna put my hands on you. But if we go take it to the flow, you go take it to the flow, then I'm gonna take it all the way to hell. We gonna be right there in hell. And you gonna be upset looking the way you looking, like she said, in a Uber.
All right, so after that, everybody was all up in arms on social media and
Yeah.
the interwebs, and they made a list.
Yeah.
So it says group of ladies.
Let's hold on. Let's look at this list. Let's
All
bring
right,
this list up.
go on. So it says group of ladies make a list of places men shouldn't take them on the first date. Here's a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date to. And thank you to the ladies who reached out to me to help me on my list, and that's at Duval Promo.
This list is trash.
So number one, Cheesecake Factory. Number
Boo.
two is Applebee's.
Okay.
Three,
Applebee's, I can see Applebee's. I myself am
I
not a
don't give
fan
a
of
fuck.
Applebee's. Hold on, but I can see Applebee's. To me, that's not. To me, Applebee's is like, what's that place that I hate going to? It's like Acapulco or like what's the other
El
one?
Torito.
El Torito. You
That
go
shit
there for
ain't legit.
yeah, but I'm saying you go to
That
those.
shit is
You go,
not authentic.
you go to those places for the drinks.
No,
You know what I
I
mean?
hear you.
You're having drinks while you're sitting down. You get some appetizers.
No,
That's
I feel you.
Applebee's.
I get you. All right, so third on the list is Chili's.
I'm gonna have to disagree. Chili's is like that's one of my staples. But you know, I
But you're
would.
talking about a date. We're
I
not
know.
talking about you and I married, let's go out to eat.
I know.
Talking
I
about a
know.
date.
Would I take a girl to Chili's on a date? If she want to get some of them baby backs. Probably not though. Probably not Chili's.
Four is
No,
Chipotle.
that's fast food to me.
I'm not gonna say nothing. I can't say nothing on that, to be honest with you, because our first date, it wasn't Chipotle, but it was Baja
Our
Fresh.
our first date had additional people with them, so come on, we can't even count our first date in
All
this
right,
mix.
all right. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, our first date was Baja Fresh,
Yeah, it was Baja
and
Fresh, but
and
it
there
had
was another person.
additional people
Yeah,
attending.
correct.
So I can't really call that a first date. That to me was more like this is the first hangout.
Yeah, I guess so.
There was no expectation of anything going
Yeah.
on. None of that. Come on, get your life together over there.
Sorry, she goes to sleep after a while.
No expectation of anything.
All right, number 5 is Olive Garden.
Gross. I don't even eat there to begin
Yeah,
with.
I don't fuck with Olive
I
Garden
don't eat
like
their
that.
breadsticks. I don't eat. I don't even. It's not even acceptable
So
for me to cross their
apparently
door.
the movies is no longer acceptable as a date place, first date thing.
I agree to an extent with the movies. To me, dinner and a movie is a date. It's just how you do that, how you maneuver that dinner and a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, the movies could be a first date. When I was growing up, movies was an acceptable date place, but it wasn't. You just go to the movies. That it wasn't that we go, we hang out, we order the tickets, we hang out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, then we go and watch a movie.
Hmm.
That was the date. You know what I mean? Then after that, we either go our separate ways or we hang out some more. So if it's just the movies, then yes, I agree that the movies is not a date because when you go on a first date, you're trying to meet, you know, you're trying to get to know somebody, you're trying to have those icebreakers.
Yeah.
Just the movies is not that.
Okay.
But if it's a dinner and a movie, because then you're going to have that situation where you are going to be able to have that conversation and talk.
Hmm.
So I can agree. That's a 50-50.
Number 7, Yo House.
If I'm a chef, then that's different. That's it. That's all I got
What
for
if
that.
so that I've seen this scenario before where a guy was like trying to take this girl out on I don't know if it was a first date, but he basically told her, "Look, don't have a lot of money. I can cook for you if you come to my house." It was all over the internet, and people were like, "Fuck that," and other people were like, "Y'all tripping? Like that's cool."
Um, so here's the thing with the your house situation in
Yeah.
today's day and age, with these guys, it's not really. It could see that could be a potential situation where you the woman doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So I can't really say that's an acceptable. Now, if you were a chef and said, "Hey, I'm a chef and blah blah blah. I'd love to cook for you," and yeah, you guys, he cooks for you. That okay, I can see that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
after that, guys got to leave. You can't just stay at the house. You know what I mean? You got to go out somewhere.
Yeah, but he's telling you he ain't got no fucking money.
Hey, you can go to the
So
park.
hold on, he's gonna make food and y'all gonna watch a movie. That's date night, you
But
know?
yeah, it's a 50-50 because for me, I can see it from a female's perspective. Your house could be a comfort
Danger.
issue, a comfort issue with the
Danger
woman.
for me.
Yeah,
I see
I
red
mean,
flags.
it could be
And
stranger danger.
not red flags as in, oh, he's broke or oh, he's this or he's that. It's,
Safety.
yeah, safety for me.
So I agree with your house. It's a safety thing. I can get on board with that.
Any fast food chain,
I agree. Fast food chains are not.
a date.
Nope. That's when you already know somebody or that's your friend. That's what that is. We just
Buffalo
hanging
Wild
out.
Wings is number 9.
It's same as fast food
Yeah.
and same as Wingstop.
That's number 10. 11 is Red Lobster. Why y'all shitting on Red Lobster?
I I don't know. Red Lobster and Cheesecake Factory is right up there together. I mean, I don't know. I mean, all I know, I do know this one thing. Most of these new women that are coming out, a lot
Oh,
of these new women that are hitting
new
these
women.
streets don't know about like real seafood. Like we've witnessed people who said they knew about something and they did not know how to do something when they
Yeah.
hit their table. And I'm like, yeah, you can get whatever you want. The sky's the limit. And they ordered what they ordered and they were like, how do I do this? It comes in the shell. I didn't know it came in the shell. I used to just get it like this out the package. I'm like, yeah, that's not real.
That's fish that you're eating that you think is crab.
Yeah.
Imitation crab is what they call it because it's
So
not real crab.
Red Lobster, I don't agree with that.
All right. So number 12 is a buffet.
Warren Buffett, I'm agreeing with that. I don't.
I'm not. I'm not because have you gone to Universal to the buffet where you get lobster and all kinds of shellfish and fish and whatever you want and that shit is not cheap.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
so
I know
I'm
that.
gonna disagree there.
I understand what you're saying, but
Yeah.
let's be honest. This is not that. We're talking about what's that shit? Hometown Buffett.
No, I
That's
get
what
that,
this
but
is.
that's
They
not
just
what.
didn't put the hometown on it this is that.
All
This ain't
right.
that.
So number 13 is IHOP.
I agree with that. IHOP is not
Yeah, no.
that's
No, it
not
is
date
not.
material. That's late night drunk.
Number 14 is Denny's.
Yeah, you need to keep wiggling your
Yeah.
mouse.
All right. The gym. Number 15 is the gym.
I
What
didn't
the
even
fuck?
know the gym was one of those things that you would meet women at for a date. Like,
Yeah.
how do you
I've never seen anyone. I'm not knocking it. Like, if that's what you do, then so be it. But I've never heard of going on a first date at a gym.
like for real? Like, how do you do the gym as a date? Like,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
if you're two trainers, maybe that's a date.
I don't know. Number 16 is church.
I'm not a church going person
I
like
would
that, so
not go on a
I
date at a
next.
church. I
Um,
might melt on the way in.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know about church as a date. Again, I don't know because I'm not a church going person.
Yeah.
I've only heard of what I've heard that you can meet. What are you saying? Coming to America, the first one. Good, clean, wholesome girls going down to the
Um,
church.
Number 17 is Star Buccaneers. Starbucks.
Starbucks.
I don't see that as a
That's not a
wrong
date.
thing. No, I honestly don't see that as a date. I see that as us meeting,
Yeah,
for the first time.
that's
Like,
the meetup
not date.
spot.
Yeah, that's the meetup spot. Let's have a coffee. And the next one was coffee dates.
Yeah.
I would do the coffee date because I don't know this person and I'm not expecting this person to spend all this money on me. I really don't expect those kind of things. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Well,
You know, and
Starbucks and coffee dates to me, that is not a date. That is
no.
where you meet up. That's your 15-minute
Yeah,
meetup
yeah,
time where
yeah.
you hang out and you talk and say like,
And then, what if we're
kind of
like, oh, you hit it off and you're like, you want to go eat? Sure,
that's
let's go.
yeah, that's
Where
where
you want
that
to go?
part is. That so
But
that's pre-date location.
no, for sure.
That's not a date though.
The next one is ice cream dates.
Again, ice cream dates are not dates. I
It's
think
like the coffee date.
yeah,
You
it's
meeting
the end.
somebody.
It's the end of your date. You have an early date, and then you have the end, and it's like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. You go hit the ice cream. You hit the Baskin Robbins. You hit the
Yeah.
whatever other place they got for ice cream.
Number 20 is family functions.
For a first date, nope.
No,
I'm not taking
that's
anybody
not.
to meet my parents.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want just I'm introducing some rando to my family.
Yeah.
The
No.
fuck. Have more
Uh,
respect for your family than just bringing random people. Especially, what if they look nice, they sound nice, and they get there and they're all attitude and bullshit. Fuck that.
or what if your family just drags this shit out of them?
Yeah.
Now you gotta call an Uber because your family done just destroyed this girl and her whole self esteem, and now
Right.
you gotta call an Uber.
21 is movie night, Netflix, Hulu, and etc.
That movie night is not a date night for a first date. Movie night is
Well,
that
movie
type of
night
thing.
at your house ain't.
Hold on.
That's what I'm seeing. Netflix, Hulu, yada yada.
That's what I'm saying. Movie night for a
Yeah.
first date is not a first date. Movie night like that, Netflix, Hulu, etc. That is for second, third, fourth, fifth date. Those are for those dates after you guys are dating. That is not a date.
Number 22, somewhere that requires a long drive.
No, I'll drive you a long place and you can take that Uber home.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go too far because what if we don't like each other and shit happens and you're crazy and I don't want to fuck with you and I decide I need to call an Uber. I don't want it to cost me $100 and something to get home.
Well, a long drive, it all depends on what a long drive is, okay? I mean, I mean, let's be honest. A long drive could be you live in South Central Los Angeles and we go to a seafood restaurant on PCH. That's
Okay.
still a long drive. That's about an hour.
No, I think a long drive is like, oh, you want to go eat seafood, like, you live.
Let's go to San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're going to a whole nother,
Let's go to, Santa Barbara.
yeah, no,
Like, that's far.
that's yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then no,
Yeah.
that is not.
All right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to spend all this money just to get home if we don't get along. 23 is bowling. I don't see anything wrong with that, to be honest with you.
I don't
It's
think.
fun. I think people have a good time. You
Yeah,
bond because you're either competing against each other, and that
yeah,
really shows who you are as a person.
yeah.
You know, your competitive nature and whether you can act right if the woman wins or if the man wins. You
Well,
know,
you got to understand what type of woman you're talking about. Today's day and age, women have, you know, all these lashes that are, they doing eye weights just trying to open their
what
eyes.
the fuck does that have to do with
Hold on, I'm
bowling?
not done. And they got long nails, so
Okay, the long nails,
how
yeah,
are they gonna
yeah.
grip the
Eso sí
ball?
entiendo, but like the fucking lashes, who cares?
Because it all rolls into that.
Man, give me a break.
So I agree with the bowling. It just depends on the woman for bowling. Bowling, I think, would be a good activity to
Yeah,
do,
I think it would be fun.
but it is not just going bowling is not a date.
It
You have to
also
have a meal.
depends on the type of person you're taking,
Yeah,
for sure. The next one is nightclub.
that's
Hell
not a date.
motherfucking no.
That's where you go meet a date. I mean,
No, that's where you
that's,
meet the person so you can do your first date.
yeah,
Not,
that's what I'm saying. That's where you go
yeah,
meet a first date. That's where you meet a date.
hookah bar.
Hookah bar.
I've never even been to a hookah bar.
A hookah bar would be the same thing as a coffee date or going to
Yeah,
Starbucks. That's where you meet up at. A bar for just drinks.
that's number 26, a bar for just
I can see
drinks.
that. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see
I don't
that.
see what the issue is with that.
But I do see this. This is the problem with that. A bar for just drinks depends on the bar that you're going to.
Well, it also depends on the person that's going because we saw that one video where the girl ordered like 1,000 trays of fucking
At an
oysters
oyster
and the
bar,
guy
yeah,
asked her just for a drink and
yeah.
she ordered all this food. Now, I'm going to comment on that video because I felt some kind of way. I felt like if a guy asked me out and he was like, let's go have drinks, I'd be like, all right, cool. I'd expect him to pay for my drink. I wouldn't expect him to pay for all the food that I decided to order. I ordered like 6 things or 4 trays of ice. What is it?
Oyster
Oysters.
on a
Sorry.
half shell.
And then some other shit after that. Like I'm paying for that. I'm paying for that. I don't think that he asked me out for drinks.
Yeah.
Like I think she took advantage, but that's just me.
I think the first round of oysters was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it was $15 for the serving. That's fine. If he had a problem buying 15 that, then got a problem buying the drinks. The drinks nowadays are about $15 anyway. So,
15. Shit, where are you going? They're like
but
20 bucks.
but I'm just saying, you're gonna spend 15 just on the drink alone. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could buy the first one, but now at this point, now she's ordering 6 more trays. It's like, hold on,
Four,
and
three.
she's drinking,
And she ordered other food.
and she's getting some other
Yeah,
stuff.
no.
Yeah, you're on your own at this
She
point.
and dude left her there.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
He left.
I
He's
don't
like,
blame
I'll
him.
be back, and never came back. And she was pissed off that he left and didn't pay for the bill. And he said that he would send her the money just for
Yeah, I don't blame him.
for the drinks, which I don't blame him either.
Yeah,
Waffle House. I've never
Nope.
been, but I've seen enough videos to
No.
know I would not go.
I mean, look, if I'm gonna take somebody to the Waffle House, I'm better off taking them to IHOP or Denny's. Waffle House is below Denny's and IHOP.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Waffle House, that's no. Sporting event, same thing.
Sporting events, if you're into sports, yes. I think hold on. I think if a woman and a man bond over that, if she's like, "Oh yeah, I love baseball," and he's like, "Oh, I got tickets, would you like to go?" And fuck yeah. That I can see if you are a fan of that. But if you take a woman who is not into sports to a sporting event, you're going to see her on her cell phone the whole time, ignoring the world because she does not want to be there.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think a sporting event is a first date.
Okay.
Sporting event would be something after you know that she is into sports. You know what I mean? That's where you take her after.
But that's
the
why
fact.
you find out, like,
That's what I'm saying.
would you
We're
like to go?
we're
I
talking
have
about
tickets to a baseball game. Oh, I love baseball.
we're talking about
Sure,
a first
let's
date.
go.
We're talking about a first date.
But we are talking about a first date.
Hold on. from my perspective, if I buy tickets to a sporting event and I'm taking you out on a first date, I'm not taking you to the sporting
Ain't
event
that a bitch?
because I don't know you. I'm not gonna waste my good tickets on you, and I don't
Yeah, but
know.
that's why
Hold
you
on,
asked the question.
I'm not even gonna ask that question.
All right.
That is not even gonna come up. I'm gonna take one of my homeboys to the game. Um, Go ahead, go to the next one. The next one, hold on, but let's introduce the next one. The next one, the next video, the next photo we have is the male's response to the ladies' trash ass list that they brought up here. Let's bring that up.
Group of men make a list of the kinds of women you should never take on a date. Number one, single mothers. I think that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I don't have kids. I could
Oh,
never be a single mom, but not because I think it's beneath me. I can't have kids, so
my
I
guy,
will never be that.
my guys went petty. They went to the flow.
Yeah,
With number one,
single mothers. That's fucked up.
the guys was like, "Oh, y'all don't like our Cheesecake Factory? Well, we don't like single mothers."
Number two,
went straight to hell with it.
number two, women with tattoos. What the fuck is wrong with that?
I'm telling you, this is all
Like,
this is
goddamn.
all petty.
So yeah, wow.
Women,
Three, women who dress like this in public. I don't know what like this is.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. It's gotta be something else.
It's-
Sex workers.
Sex workers, only fangirls, mattress actresses, strippers, call girls, escorts, Instagram models, bottle girls, etc.
Okay, so number four, sex workers. Okay. Mm, Mattress actress. That's a porn star.
Oh wow.
Um,
Sorry.
Mattress actress. That's a porn star. Thanks for my Theo Hugo.
Yeah. Sorry.
Making an
That
appearance.
was my Uncle Hugo. And
Um,
yeah.
So that's a porn star. It takes a certain man to be able to be with a porn star.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Bottle girls.
Hold on,
Sorry.
strippers. Same thing as porn stars. It takes a certain man to be with a porn star, with a stripper. Same with call
I
girls.
Okay. I can't really speak on a man's behalf, so go ahead.
Same with all these are all sex workers. So escorts, yeah. Instagram
Instagram
models. I
models.
don't consider Instagram models sex workers, but I know they will sleep with guys for the money. So yeah,
It says women with an IG page. Damn.
yeah. All the women are gone.
That's fucked up.
Women with non-ear piercing.
Non-ear
What is
piercings.
it?
So no
piercing.
ear piercings. You don't like women with no earrings.
I don't care about
I have
that.
the piercings. I just don't wear the earrings because fuck them.
Yeah, but I don't. That never. You know what? I'm gonna change that. Yes, I agree with that to an extent. Regular ear piercing is fine, but when you start getting the whole chain of earrings around your earlobe, that's not for me.
Women with purple hair or any other unnatural color.
It doesn't really bother me. It's just hair color. Let her do her.
I don't dye my hair, so I don't give a fuck.
If it makes her feel good and she looks good with it, then why not?
Number 8, women
Well,
with hoe friends.
Before we go to 8, like number 7, remember we saw that one girl, she was dyeing that lady's hair and it was like some kind of rainbow color.
that
and
shit
that
was
shit was
dope.
bad as fuck.
Yeah.
So if it looks good and the woman looks good in it, then I don't have a problem with women who dye their hair because 99.9% of the women period dye their hair, and as they get older they start dyeing their hair because a lot of women don't like to show their gray, so that's just thing.
Number 8, women with hoe friends.
That depends. Because if the whole friends are giving her whole advice, then and putting her to the streets, so yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah.
But that also you can say that to a guys with whole friends. So
Number 9, models who market to men.
I don't know what that really means. But
I'm assuming girls who go out and drive an Aston Martin in a commercial. I know they don't have any, but you know what I'm saying? Like things like that. A girl, I'm assuming that's what they're talking about.
I think they're talking
like,
about,
you know, hold the perfume bottle. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I don't know what they mean by that. So I'm gonna just go ahead and skip that.
Number 10, women who travel regularly. What the fuck?
I don't know what that really means.
Number 11, women who drink liquor
I
regularly.
agree. I agree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
So if I drank regularly, you wouldn't like me?
If when we
You wouldn't have dated me?
if we
Just fucking lying.
if we first met and you were a fucking down to get fucking wasted every fucking night, yeah, that's a turn off. If you have a bottle, your little glass of champagne, that's one thing, or your glass of wine, that's one thing. But if you're talking about getting drunk every night, yeah, we're done.
Okay, number 12, women with weak/absentee fathers. Damn.
That's not.
So
I don't care about that.
yeah, that's crazy.
That's not. I don't blame the woman for that.
I get that because they have daddy issues, like, but I'm sure these men ain't perfect. And how dare you for saying that? Like, I don't know. That's fucked up.
Well, I can't hold a woman. I can't hold that against a woman who has an absentee father, because it's not her problem that
No, I know that
her parents' relationship didn't last.
Yeah, but that reflects on your relationship.
I don't know.
It does.
Not for me.
Well, anyway,
Women who live alone.
Yeah, number 13 is women who live alone. That one had me like, what the fuck?
I don't get that either.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
That should be women with 1,000 cats.
Number 14, women with the party voice. What is a party voice?
I think that's that Kardashian voice that I hate all the time. Yeah.
That's not a party voice.
I don't know, but
all right. Anyway, 15, women on dating apps.
I don't know about that one because I don't use any dating apps. I don't know what that means. I'm oblivious to 15.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know about that shit either. Number 16, women who have been on Fresh and Fit. What the fuck is that?
Okay, so I know what Fresh and Fit is, and Fresh and Fit is a podcast, and they have women on it, and those women are, I think, 14 and
oh yeah,
5. They're 8. And 2, 3. They're like they're the whole women. They're the whole friends that they're the whole friends of number 8.
17, women with lists.
Well, yeah.
What the fuck? What? What you mean? Well, yeah.
Yeah, because the list that we just watched was a list from women.
¿Y
so...
qué putas es eso? What are we reading? A man's list. Ain't that a bitch?
This is a retaliatory list.
What the fuck?
Did you see number 1? Single mothers.
18, women who have been engaged.
I can't. No, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't, what if the dude died?
Yeah, that's why I said.
Or what if the dude ran off? What if the dude was a piece of shit? Or
Well,
what
he's
if
in
the
jail.
woman died? What if the woman ran off? Like, come on, that
doesn't make sense.
Whatever. Number 19, divorcees.
I don't say divorcees, but I say a divorcee could be a red flag. It just depends on what the divorce was about.
Yeah, I guess so.
What if she was the psycho in the relationship?
Number 20, American black women. What the fuck?
I disagree with
that.
that.
So, yeah, I disagree with that.
Then
like, big time.
This is when they call me a hypocrite because I married a Latina. So...
So I saw a video about this woman. I don't know if anybody else saw it out there. This woman, her man took her out to eat, and he told her he does not have enough because he just got through paying bills, rent, whatever, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And
video.
he asked if she could spot him, and she did not hesitate. That is a black American woman. What the fuck? She did not hesitate to help him. She was like, "Is this enough?" And showed him $200. He was like, "Nah, like, damn."
So I would change American black woman from American ghetto ass woman.
Okay.
Because then it doesn't mean it's black. It just means
that
anybody.
Shit said 21 women raised in the West.
That just encompasses everybody else.
That's some bullshit.
So 20 and 21
I am
go
a
together.
woman raised in the West, motherfucker. And what the fuck?
And you know what they're talking about?
No.
They're not talking about the West Coast.
Tell me.
They're talking about the West as in Western civilization. So
Let's
20
be
and
clear
21,
about that shit.
So 1, 20, and 21 just encompasses every woman.
120. Puta.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no,
yes,
that's a bullshit list.
I'm gonna
Um,
be I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. After looking at the women's list and then looking at the males list, the males list does have some parts in it that do have points to it. But when it starts off with single mothers, that just kind of like fuck. Like, what if the mother? What if the husband died?
I don't know.
But
I
I get
just
it. I get it. I get that
there's
this is
so
a
many
petty list.
scenarios to so many things. Like the woman that got upset and posted on the internet that her baby daddy, she asked him for money for groceries and he bought groceries instead of giving her money.
Yeah,
And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, that's great. Save me a fucking trip and gas because that shit ain't cheap. And that's a
yeah.
wonderful. I don't have to do shit now, but look and see what he bought me and coordinate from there. But that's not how she felt. She wanted that money to buy whatever she wanted to buy. And I
She
feel
wasn't buying no
like
groceries.
I think he did her a solid. He bought food for the house.
Yeah,
He didn't just buy like a. She didn't have like a bag or two. She had like
yeah.
5 or 6 bags.
He provided.
Yeah, he provided, and I thought that it depends on the people.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it really does. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Both of those lists were trash.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Both of those lists were trash. It's a good. It's worth a good laugh for both lists. It is worth a good laugh.
Yeah,
But
it is.
honestly, both of those were
That was
trash.
bullshit.
Um,
It's not. Yeah, no. And I think it just depends on the person that you're taking out. I don't think it has to. I don't know. I just don't think that that's valid. It has no
um,
validity for me.
it was good for a
For
good
me.
laugh. Good for humor.
Yeah.
Good for a conversational piece. But let's be honest, they both were trash
Yeah.
lists. They didn't make any sense.
That was
A
stupid.
lot of the stuff didn't make any sense. I get what the women were saying first dates. The men just they weren't saying first dates. They were just saying beware of these women, these type of women. And some of those responses, I'm like, well, how can you say that? Like
Yeah.
the dyeing of the hair. Like, wait a minute. Like,
No, I get you.
you know,
It's just yeah.
the
It
single
just.
mother. The
I think it was a petty list.
it
I
was.
think yeah, for sure.
They took
But
it to the flow.
uh, I think a lot of women look at the Housewives of Atlanta. I love that fucking show. And they have a certain standard, and some women have a certain standard. And if they have expectations, and sometimes men don't see the worth in them, I guess, to spend the money on that kind of thing. I don't know. I just
I'm gonna
for
have to
me,
disagree on that.
well, for me, I think a lot of women live that I want to be a Kardashian or I want to be a housewife type of life, and it doesn't work out like that. We live in reality. And I didn't
Yeah,
say all women. I said some.
I think a lot of women are watching these reality shows out there and are drinking the Kool Aid, looking at the social media stuff
Yeah.
and drinking the Kool Aid and thinking that they can go and get the same type of um, person to so that they can have the same type of lifestyle drinking the Kool Aid when they haven't been off of the 4 blocks that they circle. So and then let's be honest, if you wanna meet a man that's worth value, I'm not even gonna say high value, just worth something, just about something. You got to be about something too, because if not, he's gonna see through that, and once he sees through that, then you're not gonna be anything particular for him. You know,
Yeah.
it's the hard reality. Like a woman says, like, what are you bringing to the table? Well, a man's saying the same thing. What are you bringing to the table? If I'm gonna do all this, then what are you gonna do? And if you're
No,
gonna
for
tell me
sure.
I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna look pretty, and I'm just your piece of candy. Well, then you're not gonna ever be. I mean, there are some guys that just that's what they
I
want,
was
but
about to say that some men are all
some
in
yeah, some
for that.
guys that's what they want. But majority of men, they want a real substantial relationship with a woman that is going to not only look out for their best interests but also help progress them forward
Yeah.
um, into the next level of what they're trying to do as a unit.
I agree.
And once a man realizes that this woman isn't about that life, then there's a 50-50 chance that you're not going to be a part of the show when it happens.
Yeah.
And vice versa. There's some women out there who are, you know, they want to do that. They want to have they have the careers, and they want a man to also be bringing what they're bringing to the table. And if you're not, then yeah, we may have a good time, may fool around and
Yeah.
have fun. But when it comes to something serious and substantial, this ain't it.
Yeah.
I'm still on the market. I'm just having
Um,
fun.
I'm gonna throw a little advice out there. Um, Trust me, it'll work. It's guaranteed to work. Um, to find the right person, be yourself. Be yourself. Don't pretend to be something you're not, because eventually you're going to get tired of pretending and the real you is going to show. And then that's when they're like, oh my God, I didn't know you were like this, guy or girl.
Yeah.
Be yourself from the get go. And if they can't accept you for who you are from the beginning, they're not for you. Move on to the next. But someone out there is going to appreciate all your quirks, all your stupid shit, your funny jokes, your not so funny jokes, all the things that others don't. They will check the boxes off, but don't pretend to be something you're not, because eventually the real you comes out, because everybody gets tired of pretending to be something they're not. And that's when divorce happens, separation happens, and especially if you bring a kid into this world, oof,
Yeah.
you're putting so much pressure on yourself by pretending to be something you're not. Just be you. Just be you. And if you're a liar and that's you, then good luck. But
Yeah.
you know, it's something that I feel is foolproof if you just actually show people who you really are from the beginning, instead of pretending to be something you're not. Like, oh, I'm gonna take you out, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna buy you this, I'm gonna do this. And then when the time comes, you don't have it like that. You sold this person a dream and they're over here and, thinking that you're the man or whatever, and you're not.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with women, like, oh yeah, boo, whatever. And I like this, I like that. In actuality, they don't like shit and they don't fucking like you, and they're just there for the bag. So
So
just be you.
so in everything that she said, I'm a shorten it up. Just be 100% authentic and
Hmm.
unapologetically yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
And on that note, this has been a fun one. Sad in the beginning, but I think it was fun in the end.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the show if you stayed this far. Um, Peace.
Peace.